Sweet. Okay, it is March 8th, 2020. My name is Josh Moxey, and today is Reflections 76. Reflections, by the way, if you're like looking for like a quick tip or like some sort of short thing, don't fucking watch this and don't fucking listen to this. This is a very like long form piece of content where I talk about on like every 2 weeks I'll get on camera and on audio and I'll talk about what I'm going through, what I'm learning, how I'm growing, what you can apply into your own life that I have learned and I have realized in the past couple of weeks through my experiments, through testing, through realizations. I'm learning a bunch of different things, and it's just a great way of capturing like my evolution. And at the same time, I also want to just bring anyone who cares enough to listen a lot of value in the process. So it's a good way of just capturing my journey, my evolution. I've got a metric fuck ton of things to talk about today, so let's just jump right the fuck in. What were my favorite wins? The first vlog is finally edited. I still don't know what I'm calling it, but it feels good to know that it is edited. It took way too fucking long though, honestly, so I have a lot of like lessons around that, but it was really good to find like a bunch of usable songs and just like get like the divider set up. I'm fucking in love with our dividers. I'm also working on like the outro, which is the outro is basically ready to go at this point. I'm just not just for vlogs, but for all videos right now. I did a lot of content stuff, man. I did like the video templates for vertical videos or photos. This like iPhone thing that I created. This Instagram story template that I created. Which I used like another template, just merged it, made it Premiere Pro friendly, as well as modified some things. Did a bunch of like detachment work. Got a haircut, made some content for Gary, not like him contracting me, but like me just deciding to work in the portfolio type of thing. So getting some portfolio work done with like a 3D quote as well as a bunch of random other quote cards. Completed my first phase of the cut. So now that was the first 3 weeks, I'll do another thing of 3 weeks or so later on before ever afters everything. But that just feels good to get the first part of that done. That was fucking tough, man. Oh, I went a full day without speaking. That was fucking interesting. My God. Save for like the 3 accidental slip ups that I had just when I was like talking to myself accidentally. Started learning about keyboard shortcuts in Premiere to like speed up the editing process, which is something I'm working on heavily right now. Shot one of my most creative vlogs to date, which is the Process 007. So I've done 7 weeks straight of recording right now, and it's fucking crazy. I'm so fucking behind, but boy, I'm having a fucking ball right now. And a bunch of other random stuff like fucking finding the right cold brew formula, which is French press grind 24 hours with the setup I have. And then because it's all based on like quantity of grinds to water type of thing. And then, yeah. Also a shit ton of energy work and clearing up patterns, and yeah, good week, man. Or good 2 weeks, rather. What worked? Working in places beyond my bed, whether that's like a kitchen, a couch, a cafe, Starbucks, whatever. It is just nice to go beyond my bed, even though I do get the most done in my bed. Because I'm just like, I have no distractions and I can just focus. It is still really good to get to the outside of my room. Specifically, this came from like Williams and Starbucks. Had some good productive sessions there, especially working in places where I haven't actually worked before. Because the thing with Starbucks, I love it, and at the same time, I'm like slightly distracted because I know so many people there. So I'm like, my brain isn't fully concentrated on what I'm doing. That's the drawback with that. At the wedding, telling people I was working in retail and then moving into creative work now. People like, for whatever reason, are not very interested in moving beyond that. And I'm okay with that. That is totally fine with me because I'm not pumped about talking about it, generally speaking. So, because I'm like, I don't even know what I'm fucking doing next right now. So, but it just worked as a line, if you will, to check the box, to explain what the fuck I'm doing right now. With people that I haven't seen in a lifetime, that is. Trying new ways of recording in my vlog. Like, so many different angles, so many different new approaches, and also like commentating in real time of like, yo, Josh, here's how I want you to edit this, and like I just like outline it for myself in the actual video after I'm done recording that segment, and it gets fucking meta as hell. It's really fucking cool, man. So yeah, from different angles to like different ways of recording altogether. Like I know that I'm gonna chop it up in a certain way, so I'll record it in a way that's chop up friendly. I'm trying to like have friendly transitions as well as like fun little effects that I know. I'm recording and editing at the same time, which is my like strength and my weakness because I can start to overthink too much when I am editing in real time, which is something that's happened with reflections that I talked about in the past. But it is just an art form. If you can stay non-judgmental and fully accepting of it, it's fucking gangster. And like a great representation of this is like me in the gym last week. I think it was like Sunday or whatever. Coolest fucking shit, man. I like I hit angles I've never even thought about in the gym before and just created like such good footage for okay, not amazing, but like pretty good footage that I can use beyond the vlog as well because I thought it was that cool. Honestly, it might turn out to be garbage. I haven't even properly looked at it yet. Being more honest with people and not trying to like hold back. I struggle with giving hard truth, but like for example, I just didn't feel like hanging out with someone this week, and I was like, or in the near future, I'm like, bro, I don't feel like doing this, and like I'll let you know when I do feel like doing it, but I just don't feel like it right now. Or with Bry, for example, he was said like something along the lines of like Hermit 2020. I'm like, bro, why do you do this to yourself? You like change so much, and your strength is your adaptation. So like, I don't know why you put yourself in the boxes. Thankfully, it was well received, and like, it's tough for me to like be so like blunt and like ruthless at times with people, but like, I feel like it's not serving me to go in the opposite direction. So there's a fine balance there, and it's not a one or a zero thing. There's somewhere in the middle. Throwing things in Notion inbox saves my life. Saves my fucking life. I don't want to have to organize everything in real time. I just want to be able to throw something and then come back to it later. Do I actually come back and organize it though? Absolutely not right now. I need to work on that 1000%. But I'm pleased at how I'm getting down ideas, throwing down like resources, throwing down compliments, all these types of things that I keep track of, and just adding it in the inbox rather, and then I'll just like at some point I'll go and just kill it all. Kill it in a good way, meaning like move it to the right direction. An area of Notion. Pomodoro, just resumed that. That works great. I don't follow it to a T, but it's just like generally speaking, that type of concept has been very, very good for me. Going to bed somewhat early. That feels nice. Feels really good to like be able to wake up early as well. Because like when I go to bed early, then I wake up earlier, and I'm trying to follow time blocking, and my day starts at 9 a.m. right now. So yeah, posting things even if I think they're like imperfect. Like that Atlians repost thing that I had with like weird fucking dubstep shit going on. Like I almost didn't post that, but I just said fuck it and just posted it anyways. And then I posted on TikTok, and then I'm like, I'm posting such dumb shit on TikTok, but I'm just like trying to just keep putting it off a pedestal. It's just so stupid. How I can, and all of us honestly, can just keep these platforms as so like, it has to be so high quality. It's so fucking dumb. What didn't work, and how can I improve it? Coconut oil in my hair. I've stopped since because I went to Ramona and she's like, yo, if you keep this up, your hair's just gonna like die from just all the buildup. So I was like, fuck it. I think I'll actually follow her advice here because I wasn't liking the way my hair was turning out near the end. So I'm like, fuck, let's go. And she gave me, she's so fucking sweet. She gave me shampoo to, like special shampoo to go to town with. And like, I'm just on the road of like removing the buildup and restoring my hair because I want it to be beautiful and last long. So I'm just less or no coconut oil scents, more shampoo, more conditioner, definitely more conditioner. My God. And then when I get more money, I'll add like a leave-in serum or whatever the fuck I choose to do. Taking chirps too personally, just irritating at times. I don't know. People, I just take things too to heart at times because I'm words of affirmation. But like I should be able to look into this more, or I should look into this more, and I should be able to be neutral when I hear things like that. It shouldn't affect me. It should just like bounce off me like a water repellent jacket type of thing. Letting people dictate my self image. Very silly. Like people are only grasping segments that they have experienced for themselves, they don't actually know the real me. No one knows the real me except for me. That is the case at the end of the day. No one's going to understand you to your degree, and no one's going to empathize with you to your degree. So how the fuck can you let them dictate what you actually are and how you are and who you are and how you show up in the world? Doesn't make any sense. Of course, listen to their feedback and like check, like, hey, is there something to this that's accurate? But at the end of the day, they don't fucking know. They really don't. They're just seeing their experience of you, and that's through their glasses with their own shit and their own patterns and their own insights and all that type of stuff. So it's not like 1,000% accurate. Structure of my day. Not loving this whole like midday crash I'm experiencing right now. So I've got to do a better job of like time blocking and following it, as well as being okay with, hey, it's time to take a break, and I don't have to like judge myself around that aspect. It's chill to take breaks. Being too attached to outcomes. Just real. Sometimes I get way too attached to the outcome around certain things. In this case, probably girls is the most important, or not most important, the most relevant to this past 2 weeks. And I've just got to work on being detached and enjoying the process of getting to said outcome, even if I don't achieve said outcome. And that also goes back to taking things too personally. Because if I don't achieve said outcome, sometimes I'll be like, I'll just start letting it eat at me, and then it becomes too personal, and then it's like, and then I just become fucking needy, and it's like kills the entire thing. And also with content too, I definitely care sometimes too much about like the end result with content, and it like fucks up my recording, if you will. Judging myself for recording too much, it's just like, I don't know why I do that, but maybe it's just because I'm just like, I don't want to have like 1,000,000 hours of footage at the end of the week, or maybe there's some underlying patterns there, but I should probably look forward or look deeper there and deal with that type of stuff. Because like, I should be applauding myself for recording, not judging myself for recording too much, quote unquote, as if there's such thing. Not getting the name of the girl at Starbucks. That there was just a cute customer, and I was like sitting with her in the cafe type of thing, beside her, like a table or whatever, and we were just like watching each other's things and stuff like that. And I should have got her name, and I didn't, and I just left. And I did say bye, but I probably should have said something more than bye, aka like, hey, I should probably just should have had a conversation with her, but I didn't. So lesson fucking learned, hopefully. Not doing cardio at all. I should have done cardio in my cut. Even though I did lose some weight, it could have been more if I was doing more cardio. Taking too long in my breaks in Pomodoro. It can quickly get away from me, and then it just ends up being too long. And then it'd be better if I just like either time block, like follow it to a T, or just like time myself or something like that. It's just all I know is like it's not working amazing right now with the whole like breaks taking too long aspect. But besides that, I fucking love Pomodoro. Too much caffeine. Definitely too much caffeine. I love caffeine, but at the same time, too much is not helpful. Find that happy medium again, Josh. You're doing so good. Attachment on muscle testing. Just let go more, surrender more, and just honor whatever truth is. Laughing at every little thing. So it's great to laugh, don't get me wrong, and I fucking love laughing, as you guys probably know. But sometimes it's laughing to like get tension out. And I can notice this especially when I'm on film, when I'm reviewing myself, and I'm like, oh boy, I think I'm just laughing just to get rid of whatever pressure and tension was present in that moment. So that's not useful. I'm not trying to make myself like more selectively laughing, but at the same time, I am. My current breathing style with pushing out while I'm like trying to push up on bench press, I just feel like weaker for whatever reason. I feel so much stronger when I don't exhale at the bottom. I don't know why. Maybe I'm actually doing it right if I do it like that, but I don't like how that feels. Jesus, we're flying right now. Minus lessons is fucking massive. Holy shit. This is a lot of fucking... Oh my god. What were my biggest lessons? I can max out my time more if I stop gray zoning and just go deep on A and B. So for me, I was just like, I was listening to Jason Capital's webinar and it was like, holy fuck. I don't know where this came from. I don't even think he mentioned this, but it was just my takeaway, which was he was talking about this idea of like, are you watching, like, pretend you're watching like an NHL game and you're also trying to get work done in the background. You would get so much more done and so much faster with better results and better quality if you just split them up and went all in on the work and then went all in on the game type of thing. Never considered it like that. But it's just real. Like you can get more stuff done in less time and get better results. It's just like, and for me with like ever after and things like that, like that's a great application of like, instead of being half there, half not, just fucking go all in and get that shit done in like an hour and a half type of thing. And then like go have fun for the rest of the fucking day rather than having it like spill into everything. Blending is not necessarily always the right move. Tim Ferriss has struggled with the exact same thing I have struggled with non-material source energy medicine. And what I mean by that is he cares so fucking much and he wants it to be so perfect because it's so meaningful that he's like he was stuck for a bit in this area of like not moving forward because it just mattered too much and he put it too much on a pedestal. And I'm like, oh my god, it's so nice knowing that Tim has dealt with the same things. And like his what he said was beautiful, which was focus on the people who it will impact, not the people who it won't. I'm paraphrasing here, but that was my takeaway. Meaning there are going to be plenty of people who will judge, who will not understand, who will question it, try to slander it, a bunch of different things like this. But at the end of the day, it's not about those people, it's about who is actually impacted and like what the results actually were for those people and the transformations and the positive impact that came towards those who did apply and did understand and did love it and it did change their life. So it's like, who is the better person to focus on right there? Jeez. And like for me, that's a crazy unlock for me for energy work because it's just, I care too much about the judge. Like I do care about the judgment that's going to come, unfortunately. And until I let go of that judgment, I won't be able to move forward properly because it doesn't fucking matter. And I need to focus on said people who are going to be the people who receive the results, who need me, who need this type of work, who need this type of change, who need me, like me specifically. Lots to think about there, but a very meaningful lesson for me. If I want to stay up to date and sustain this level of content, I have to detach from perfection. Like, I can't sit there and have 10 passes or whatever the fuck I did on my first weekly vlog. That's just not sustainable. Like 2, 3, that sounds about right for me. But fuck, I can't have this like perfection aura around it because it's too damn long. It takes too damn long in duration. It takes too fucking long to edit it. And it just needs to go faster. So in all areas, I just need to detach from perfection if I want to sustain this level of content, period. Fuck perfection, baby. And like ways to save time with editing. First off, edit in chronological order. That was key. Focus on keyboard shortcuts that are going to speed up your actual editing flow. Focus on like 2 passes. That was a big one for me. Like focusing on doing this like idea of 2 passes when editing the weekly vlogs. One on the first pass, it's like you clip, mark, and then delete. Clip meaning like clip the actual content. Then you mark things, meaning like if it's a time lapse, you focus on that. And then if you can delete things if it's like really ready to delete. On my second pass, I'm going to be focusing on fixing the audio, fixing like general like errors, if you will, and then applying effects and like whatever the fuck that ends up being. As well as like further clipping if need be. Kind of ties into fixing. But overall, those are like the 2 main passes of editing I'm experiencing right now. And those main things right there are kind of my biggest takeaways for how I can speed up this vlog editing process. Because it's got to speed up, my god. Sober weddings can work, but you've just got to be okay with being surrounded by a bunch of people who are drinking. I did decent with it. Like, I wish I could have drank more, honestly. But like, it's chill. It's chill. It's okay if I'm not an entrepreneur. I got this from when I was reading around Marie Forleo's type of content, and holy shit, that was a big unlock for me. I'm like, damn, I don't know if I'm actually ready to be like Fortune 500 CEO yet, but it was just relieving to know that I don't have to be that. I don't have to even be any type of entrepreneur. I can help someone else's vision, and that's should be applauded because you're like avoiding so much stress, so much pressure, so much high stake type of play, if you will, that it can just be really cool to just support someone else's vision instead. Which led me to another takeaway, which was like, oh damn, there's actually like another gray space or like another type of in between there, which is like you're not necessarily running your own like company per se, but you can support other people who are running companies without being inside their company and still kind of being your quote unquote own boss. And like I feel like that's more of what I'm after right now. Has a lot more freedom, has a lot more upside than being an employee. There's still more risk, but you're not like running a crazy thing to begin with. And like that sounds more interesting to me, 1000%. And technically that's still fucking entrepreneurship, but it's just a different way of looking at it, I think. Music impacts vlogs so much. I didn't realize until like last week how much adding an audio in the background is going to change this entire like mood of whatever the fuck you're watching and listening to. Amazing. Crazy. Like it can literally change the context so much. And if I transition it correctly, I can make happy clips go to sad and sad go to happy just by changing the music. And I mean like literally if like I had like a Kobe clip and then I had an Ever After clip and I had to like change them up and the audio was so fucking useful for that. Jesus. It's such a powerful element and I just didn't realize how crazy it was. I like conceptually realized it, but to actually do it in my own two hands and like change things and I'm like, jeez, it's crazy. Arigato. I didn't realize this meant thank you. I've seen this before actually in Silicon Valley. They said it for a bit there in Silicon Valley, but I didn't realize that number one, arigato apparently calibrates higher than thank you. So that's one. Number two, on an energetic level, I mean. And then number two, if you say arigato 1,000 times a day towards money, you will figure out your finances. And then you can say arigato when money comes in and then when money flows out. So I'd say arigato for both of those, and then just essentially just say arigato in the natural flow of money. And like I'm trying to apply this to that as best as I can. Definitely not hitting 1,000 right now, but trying to say it when it goes in and out type of thing feels good. Feels good. But where did this come from again? This came from Happy Money by Ken Honda. Interesting stuff. If you want to record audio on FaceTimes, just use another audio device. Like I literally used my recording device on my laptop because I was like, fuck, I need this. I need the audio from this FaceTime right now for the vlog. And it happened. And it worked great. And I'm like, fuck, gonna use this in the future. But Apple, if you would decide to like, for whatever reason, I don't know, let me record natively, I'd be very fucking happy. I can say things with a lot less words. I'm noticing myself like really trying, really trying to focus on essentialism right now and reduce how much I'm speaking about things. Try to focus on the main points, what is actually essential rather than including literally everything, which is really hard for me. But I'm getting there. And I just realized like how much I fucking speak and like I can just say long messages in a lot less words and still get the point across. And also related to that, not everything needs to fucking go in the vlog, whether that's words or straight up like stories, TikToks, tweets. Like this is where native content comes in and is powerful. Like it doesn't need to. Not everything that I put out needs to end up in a vlog. It can be just around whatever's bringing the most value to that storyline. And if it doesn't necessarily need to be in. Like those platforms exist for a reason. It's not just to bring everything back into the vlog. I can just throw tweets up without context. They don't need to tie back to the vlog. They're just tweets. That's fine. If you're putting out the right content, people will find you. Your tribe will find you, and they will appreciate it. I threw up this aliens like video where I was being all silly this week And that was funny and I enjoyed it. But like it was cool because Atlians reposted it. And then like I noticed like I had like 3 followers. One of them being someone who I think is so fucking sick. Like he's such a skilled beatboxer. And I think it's pronounced Azel or Azel. I'm gonna assume it's Azel. And I've admired him from afar from a couple months. And it was so fucking cool to connect with this guy. And he like DM'd me. He's like, bro, I love your content. Please keep doing more of it. And I was like, oh, this. First of all, I was like, is this actually real? Turned out it is real. And it felt really fucking good. It's really like rewarding to see bigger people like this tell me that my content is headed in the right direction. It's very affirming because I do need that, honestly. I do need that because I've been doing this for so long now, it feels like, and I haven't gotten enough traction. So there's definitely some like questioning of like, hey, am I actually in the right direction? Reality is, yes, I'm going to end up somewhere in the right direction, but like, fuck. It's just nice to hear it from bigger people. Anyways, the whole fucking point here is just to be you and you will attract the right tribe. This guy also seems like a really fucking good dude. Excited to rave with you, man. Excited to rave with you. Move on by just improving. It's so fucking simple, but it's so fucking true. How do you feel better about getting fired? You go and get a better job. How do you feel better about not having a girlfriend? You go and get a girlfriend. How do you feel better about moving on from a past girl? You get a better girl. Like, how do you feel good about being called stupid? You get fucking called, you improve yourself and get smarter. Stuff like that. And like, it's just real for me right now. The whole like idea of just getting something better, improving, and just moving on by just growing. It's really that simple. It's hard to look back and dwell when your future is so much better than your past. Don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. I'm sure I've heard this before, but like it just really hit true this week. And it feels like it's the first time I've ever heard this. And I think it was from Jim Quick, a quote card, if you will, on Instagram. But like, it's so fucking real. Why would you take criticism from someone who's not qualified to give you actual advice? Because in theory, criticism is advice. And like judgment is essentially advice. Like all these types of things. Like, why would you listen to that if you're not willing to take their advice in the first place and they're not someone you would qualify as someone that's worth listening to? So it's again so fucking simple, but boy is that fucking key. And like, how many times in a given day do we take someone's advice or someone's criticism that actually means like they basically mean nothing to you as a person, and like you take it to heart, take it personally. How free would we be if we just detached from that and be like, oh, I wouldn't take their advice, so I shouldn't take their judgment or criticism either. Interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff. Never-ending self-psychology. So I had some nice reminders from mom this week, and I was freaking out about like some scarcity stuff around like free sessions. And some key things she outlined and reminded me of was, number one, if you just show up as you will attract the right people, because like you are not for everyone and not everyone is for everyone. So you will attract the right people that resonate with you and that vibe with you. So that's awesome. And you should be able to like have a practitioner at every corner and still be able to thrive. That's fucking awesome. So that's cool. And I feel like I knew this with content. With business is a different thing. I definitely have some like resistance around the freemium type of side of things right now that I'm going to be working on. Next, there are people who are going to be okay with just doing the free stuff. They will never sign up for anything premium. And that is also 100% okay, because those aren't my clients. I'll be able to bring them value, but like those will not be my people, if you will, in terms of business. And that's chill. And lastly, group sessions. Like, so for example, doing free sessions with 10 people at a time is so much cooler than doing a bunch of 10 different one-on-ones. From a time perspective, that's fucking bananas. I'm just amazed. I never considered how effective that is. Maybe that's why I like things like podcasts so much, because I don't need to speak to everyone one-on-one. I can just speak to the fucking world. Bruh, I have so many fucking editing lessons, but I'll just keep them in here, because you guys probably don't want to hear every single thing right now. I talk to myself so much in a given day. That whole like silence day was crazy. I was ready to explode at so many times. I failed 3 times. I think I said like fuck at one part when I was clawed by my cat, and then I also was like, holy shit, that was good when I saw a piece of content that I made. So that was, and then I forgot the other one. I think I was just like singing or whatever, accidentally. But it was amazing how loud my internal voice was. That, and as well, like at times I was like thinking that I was in my head, but I wasn't sure if it was like actual thoughts or actual words, because it was just my voice was so loud, and there was just the voice was chaos, and to not verbalize it was making me like low key insane. So that was hard as shit, but it was just like so freeing to be able to speak the next day. Fuck, I love speaking so much. It's a nice way of letting out the tension, letting out the chaos, and almost also channeling, and like not channeling, helping my thoughts be more controlled, because your vocals, actually your words influence your thoughts influence your words as well, but like I feel like you have more control over your words than you do like with your thoughts up here. Something to think about. Look closer, find the lesson there, my friends. Record audio without hitting zero. Keys. I was learning about like redlining this week, and like how when it hits zero, it's like pretty much hard to recover. So just don't hit zero when you're recording, and then when you're in post, try to get as close to zero as possible without clipping, and then you can use things like limiters and stuff like that. As well as like with my specific case, I noticed that like with the iPhone clips, it's better to put it to like plus 15 dB on average, and then the background music put it to like -23, -30 type of thing, depending on what type of music. It actually fluctuates depending on genre I'm finding. But overall, those things are really helping me with audio right now. Oh god, also constant gain has been saving my life. Focusing on perfection can work if you have enough bodies. So thinking about Apple, for example, crazy good company. But when I think of perfection, they're probably the first thing that comes to mind. Perfection isn't actually real, but what we're essentially saying here is this idea of like the highest quality goods. And like I always think of Apple for that. Whether it's like they just treat everything with such high quality. It's amazing. I can feel the Android people freaking the fuck out right now. So where I was going with this though is like us solopreneurs, us solo creatives, whatever the fuck, minimal teams, small teams, solo teams, whatever. We do not have the size of people that a company like Apple does. They have the fucking hours to put in like so many bodies with so many hours going in towards the end result, which is going to be insanely high quality. And like, guess what? We do not have that luxury right now. So it is a lot better for me to focus on like 80-20 and just focusing on, yes, let's kick ass, but we just don't have the time for perfection. We need to move the fuck on and just ship and ship and ship and make and make and make and create and create and create and just go. We just don't have the time to fucking hold on to perfection. We just gotta move the fuck on and just keep making some more. Push people away from watching reflections. Like, it really annoys me when people are like, oh, it's too long. Oh. Just like criticizing reflections. It's not for fucking, it's a different type of thing. It's not for your 2-minute long video intensive brain. Like, it's not for you if your brain operates like that and you have that low of an attention span. I don't know if these are always 1,000% interesting for the entire time, but like this is for people who are okay with listening to audiobooks for like hours a day type of thing. Whereas like if you're hyped up on like a TikTok brain, if you will, this is not gonna fucking work for you. So don't fucking watch. So my lesson here is to try to push people away as soon as possible from watching or listening to reflections, because it's just so fucking long. There's so much fucking information and so much speaking and minimal effects. It is very informational and education focused and like inspiration, if you will. But fuck, it's not for you. So stop fucking criticizing it. If you can't tell, it fucking annoys me. What challenges did I experience? Tried to record less. Still ended up with a shit ton of footage both weeks. What's going on? I just don't know. Also, I'm so behind on content right now. Oh my god. 7 vlogs recorded, 0 published, 1.5 done. editing wise. I was insanely confused at this one specific girl situation. And like I just felt like there was a bunch of mixed signals going on, as well as like just not being able to understand what the fuck is going on in her brain. And so I learned a lot, I grew a lot, I was irritated as fuck. I did some healing. I'm feeling a lot better around it now. And like wishing her well, but like I can't do this. I really can't. My experiences as a whole with this girl like grew me a shit ton, but like lessons learned, growth occurred. It's just time to move the fuck on to bigger and better things. Period. Also, shout out to Q and Lisa because I was texting them about this. I'm like, guys, please give me your take on this right now. And like they really helped me see clearly what the fuck was actually good and like what I could take away from this experience, which was like amazing because I realized, holy fuck, all these things that they said of how it was basically like time to move on. It served its purpose, but it's time to close a chapter and like a lot of good shit. And now basically just move on to better girls and have better experiences. And also not to take things too personally. And yeah, I fucking love my friends, man. Am I fully moved on though? No, I'm not fully moved on. I have more work to do there, but we're getting there day by day. Noticing myself once in a while, I'll like, if I'm in a low enough mood, I'll start to get a little bit pissy and start to think about like, why me, and blame people with Starbucks. Specifically just like a handful of people, if you will. And then once I return to a good mood, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot this is a complete blessing that I'm fucking gone from this place. My God. Shout out to everyone who's been fucking great though for me, or with me, since I've been ejected, if you will. Also, I'm fucking scared out of that vlog. Jesus, I don't know what the fuck I'm actually gonna keep in and whatnot, because I'm literally like crying at times in the vlog. Not sure if that's very internet friendly. Judging myself too much with content right now just happens sometimes. Gotta work on it. Having some doubt with my next moves in terms of money stuff, as well as like just trying to do my best job with enjoying the process and trusting the process as well. Struggling to find key essentials in my videos, and like there's a lot of like overthinking going on of like, hey, I should keep this in, blah, blah, blah. Here's why this might be valuable in fucking 64 years. I don't need to keep everything in though. That's the reality. I don't necessarily know how to organize all things like ideas and action steps and lessons and resources and like that type of stuff right now. I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck I can design this in Notion, but it's paramount to basically every area of my life. Where did I grow the most? Keyboard shortcuts, aka editing speed, detachment from perfection of editing, 1000%, saying less to say more in my vlogs. Yes, again, talking to people at a wedding when I was basically sober, big yes, that was fucking tough. But enjoyable, I got to have some good conversations as well. Being in public when I wanted to be at home, that's true with like Starbucks as well. That was great going in there as well. I was so fucking scared, but like those people made me feel very comfortable, so thank you for that. Slowly but surely moving on from girls, embracing imperfection when I'm posting things like TikToks or stories that I might have deleted in the past, or like finishing the first weekly vlog from it, which was filled with imperfections, my God. Recording at the gym for 007, Jesus Christ. Like, I had so many fucking random ass angles at the beginning of this. Oh wait, was that? I think that was early this week, actually, Tuesday, not Sunday, which I said earlier. But anyways, feels fucking good, man. Production quality. I'm getting so fucking artsy and I'm just letting my true creative self come out right now, and it's incredible. I'm naturally just like very experimental, and actually I don't know if I'm experimental in nature, but I'm definitely fucking creative, and I've really worked on the experimental side, and like having those two things bounce back and forth, A+. I'm just recording and editing in such cooler ways right now. Feels so fucking good. Simplified recording. Trying to say less to say more in my vlogs, as well as like just trying to embrace essentialism as much as possible in my content. Very tough, but very fucking worth it. This could literally manifest as me like speaking in clips, as well as like my editing process, as well as the clips I record, like cinematic clips. There's so much. I'm consciously working on all of it right now. I felt like a big unlock with girls in terms of I can like see the matrix now. of like literally saying hello to sleeping with her. Mind blown. I also just like feel worth it now for whatever reason. And a lot of fears are gone. So when the fears are gone, the results naturally just come in when you do the right action steps. It's a fine balance there. Being okay with getting older, seeing these insanely attractive men at like 55, and I'm like, all right, guys, I can do this. Because as you know, I think I've voiced this many times before. I'm scared of getting older because I don't want to lose my fucking looks. But if I age correctly, I can do this forever. And if I get to a certain point where I'm like literally old fucking dude, but it's still moderately good looking, I can just find girls who like have a thing for older men who are young. I'm probably gonna do the young thing for a long time if that isn't clear. These are the thoughts that go on in my brain. Point being here, there's always someone out there. There's always someone out there. Whether that's a customer, a client, a sexual partner, you're fucking golden. Find your fucking tribe, baby. Find your fucking tribe. You are wanted.
Let me clarify what the fuck I was talking about here. So, what I meant when I said this was you are wanted in every area of your life and you just have to find your tribe. I didn't mean sleep with your customers and sleep with your clients. I mean, you could do that if you choose to, but that is not what I'm suggesting here. I'm trying to just remind you that in all areas of life, you just have to find your tribe. You are wanted, and it's just about finding those people who do want you and pushing away those who don't.
What am I obsessed with right now? James Clear's Atomic Habits. Fucking great book. Like, I'm going to have to re-listen a bunch of times. It was just that good. Seeing Tony produce. I love it. Tony's Breeze, by the way. My boy. And it brings me so much fucking joy to see not only like him working on something that he's been subconsciously scared of for so long, but also to be working with Bri on this as well is like so fucking good. And I'm just very pleased because like Tony and I talked about this at the beginning of the year, and like we shared each other's 2020 goals, if you will, and like that was like his big thing was like to start making music, and he's actually following through, and I'm so fucking happy for you, bro. Love you. It's also fucking sick that I can just drop in and check out what they're working on. I fucking love creatives, man. I love creatives. So good. So actually, I'm also obsessed with creatives a lot right now. Team Gary Vee. I am fucking obsessed with these guys right now. And these are the guys behind Gary's branding, if you will. So they make all of the videos, all the podcasts, all of the art, all of it comes from them. Specifically, who's most inspiring me on this team right now is Jason, who's the Weekly V editor. Good lord, this guy's killing it. Not only just in Weekly V, but just like watching his stories has me fired the fuck up. Okay, but besides that right now, Team Gary Vee, the whole like, the clues that they leave behind for success is phenomenal. Like the thumbnails, the art, the way they do their posts, the strategy that they like leave in plain sight, the ecosystem that they leave and like have built, the community that they've built. What else can I say here? The editing practices, the content strategies, the actual message, the intentions. I'm just obsessed with it all right now. And like, if I could model anyone, it's them. And that's the case. I've just been modeling the fuck out of them, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it, man. You guys are bringing me so much inspiration right now. I love it. Fuck perfection. Keep making. Those are basically my two main takeaways from these guys, and they're absolutely living that truth. Highly related, experimenting. Because once you break free from perfection, you just become free to experiment. And like when you experiment, you are learning so much on a day-to-day of trying different things, trying new things, or trying old things in new ways, and trying new things in old ways. You can just learn so much with your own hands, your own eyes, your own experiences than you can with just like theorizing. So I just recommend experimentation. It's so baked into everything I do right now. It's just bringing me so much fucking joy. Fuck perfection. Be okay with the losses in an experiment, and like you will learn so much fucking more. All the opportunity I have right now, it's insane. I feel like I'm just so excited by all like the interview potential that I have right now. the like how-to's ideas, how-to's ideas, the how-to ideas, the dubstep content and the music content, as well as like things like getting caught up on the vlogs, reflect, like, I'm so fucking blessed. So now with all this opportunity, now becomes how can I maximize the opportunity and fully take this opportunity for what it is, instead of what I could do is I could literally just like let it pass and like enjoy the idea of the opportunity, but I don't want to do that. I want to actually like fully max this out. And that's scary to me, honestly, but I got this. One day at a fucking time. One step at a time, and I will get there. Anyways, I'm fucking amped right now. I love the idea of what I can do with content right now. Brings me a lot of fucking joy to do all this. All right, that has been Reflections 76. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope it gave you some nuggets of gold. If you had enough value from this, do me a favor, like this, comment what your biggest takeaway was, subscribe to join along in the journey, and share this with a friend who you thought could enjoy this and this could be useful for. Anyways, as always, my name is Josh Moxey. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and have a great rest of your week. Go conquer, go max out your life, and at the end of the day, chase happiness.